Hello and welcome to the How Did I Do Golf Academy. My name is Sophie Walker and today we're going to fix your chip-in woes, the mistakes I see and how to fix them. Today we're going to cover strike, confidence, setup, landing point, all to get you prepared for more up and downs and to not be fearful of when you get in and around the green of duffing it or thinning it. Okay, so I see this quite a lot where the ball spins off to the right and it's like, have I shanked that? Well, you kind of have, it's a toe shank. And what I want you to look at, for those of you that don't clean your wedges too much, is where your strike location is on them. I've been seeing a lot of people striking it out of the toe, which means as they're coming through to the ball, they're either pulling their hands towards their front pocket, so if you're right-handed, you're pulling your hands into your left pocket, or the opposite, where they drive the knee out and that pushes the club out and then gets the ball to hit out of the toe. Now, wedges these days cost a lot of money. You get specialist wedges, don't you? So you see these grooves here? See all these lines? Use them. I do not want lots of chips marks on this side here. There's no grooves there. They're putting all the technology into this part of the club face. So we've got to start hitting the centre in order to get that strike and that spin and the direction. So here's a tip for you. So grab yourself a tee and I want you to put it into the ground just next to this golf ball. So with setup and then through impact, I want you to take the lot. You know, like Roy Keane, when he had a tackle, he took the player and the ball. That's your feeling here with this tee. And what it's going to encourage you is to take your strike location more towards the centre or the heel, which you will feel like. So this hand path will be a little bit more straighter rather than pull to the left or push to the right. And with hitting it more out the centre, it's going to come out straighter and develop more spin because the ball is going to actually run up the face rather than striking it out of the frame of the golf club. The next common mistake I see is setup, especially off a bare lie. People are so keen to catch ball first and they've seen on YouTube that you push your hands forward, you get your weight on your left side and that's the shot that comes out. Oh, hit the pin. If it's a good shot, as in you get that ball and it drives out and it goes low, I think that's almost the best you can expect, where it just drops into the back of the ball. It's going to come out quick, it's going to come out low and run in. So yes, you've kind of made contact with the ball, but I don't feel like you've got any control over it at all. Now the ground here is quite soft. If you hit that shot on firm ground, the chances are the club bounces and you kind of thin the golf ball as well. So people also might get to this motion here and they get here and they almost duff it because it's like there's such a drive with the handle, you think, I don't want to do that, and it comes out duff. So that setup there leads to really fast rockets or duff shots. Now I think it's born from people having a form of like a chip and yip where they've got to here and they're up there, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep the club head low through impact, and that is a way of doing it, yes, but it's really not the right way. So what we need to do at setup is get a little bit more neutral. So you want that ball position more towards the middle. You want an ever so slight shaft lean onto that front thigh, but we're talking more the inside of the front thigh rather than the outside. So this will be more of your setup. In terms of weight distribution, 70% on your left foot is good. You don't want a heavy lean. It doesn't want to be like a cricket stroke. And from here, you can take a flight, which is more of a medium flight, and we can actually use the club how it's supposed to be used. When it's back here, the club just stops in the ground. Whereas when we can get it a little bit more neutral, we can actually get it moving. And if you notice here, that the club just has that little bounce. It's a little skid. I can feel a thud through impact. So I'll quite like that idea of pushing down and through, push down and through. And when you're doing your practice swings, that's what I want you to see and I want you to hear. I don't want practice swings up there. Can't hear any grass, can't see any grass. So just try and change that setup ever so slightly and make sure that you keep moving, as in keep this grip moving. Don't just stop it into the back of the ball. So more neutral, slight lean, weight on that left side and keep it moving. You get a softer landing, you get a higher flight, you get more control. Another thing I see is too much movement. Too much movement in the lower half and with how much this grip moves. So we'll start with the lower half and see a lot of back knee drive into that ball. Needs to be a lot more careful. So imagine that you're a deep sea diver, you've got weights on your boots and it's holding you down into the seabed. So I want you to really feel the force of pushing down. Especially from this angle, you can see how little that back knee is driving. So we're going to be more of a deep sea diver than like an Elvis Presley. It doesn't need to come up there. That then gets into your space. We're all over the shop. And that's where all sorts of bad misses can come. Shanks, toe shanks, etc. So there's going to be a little bit less movement in this lower half, which means the top half needs to be a little bit more together and slightly more rotary. But then looking into the grip, what I want you to look at this chip shot is how much the top of this grip moves. Now I've got a white T-peg so you can really see it. I see too much of this. So in the backswing, the tee's almost pointing at the ball. In the follow through, the tee's pointing backwards from target. There's just too much head movement, too much wrists. We're not Phil Mickelson, okay? We are who we are. And if you're watching this video, you're having slightly troublesome times around the greens with your chipping. So actually, we want to keep this grip and this tee quite quiet. So your feelings of when you're chipping now is having this grip move as one. So imagine the top and the bottom of the grip move as one. Where don't let the bottom grip move and the top bit not, and then through the ball the other way. So just keep an eye on how quiet this tee is. It's never pointing down to the ground, it's never pointing backwards, and it's never pointing forwards. So there's a quietness in my knees, there's a rotation in my chest, and there's a quietness in this grip movement. Have it feeling more this way rather than that way. I hope this video has allowed you to gain some confidence on your chipping, some do's and some don'ts. I'm sure you've seen yourself in some of those demonstrations. It's about giving you a technique that allows you to be more confident around the greens. It's all right me saying, oh, you need to land it there, you need to take this club. You're thinking, I just want to make contact, I just want to get the ball on the green. Now with this video, I think it allows you to do that. Thank you very much for watching. This is the How Did I Do Golf Academy. Free videos for yourself and your friends, so please make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, share these videos, and you're going to get so much better at golf for free.